So in previous class, I'll explain the history of classification and left the Whittaker's classification. So I'll explain it today. Now see, Whittaker's classification, or also known as Five Kingdom System of Classification. R. H. Whittaker or Robert Harding Whittaker, born in 1920 and died 1980, was an American ecologist, and in 1969 he divided living organisms into five groups. So it is known as a five kingdom system of classification. Now let's see. He just consider a criteria of the classification while classifying the world or living organism into five kingdoms. I just explain whenever we have to classify the things, or whenever we have to classify the students in the class, we have to make some criteria, and we classify you all the students into your intelligence basis, on your activities, on your behavior. So just like this, Whittaker considered some characters of the organism, and he classified the whole living organism into five kingdoms. So now see the criteria of the classification. So first one is the complexity of cell structure. Means either the cell is prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So first criteria of the classification which Whittaker considered is the cell structure. Means either the cell is prokaryotic and eukaryotic, and these two terms I explained in the previous class. What is prokaryotic? Prokaryotic are the nucleus which don't have a proper nucleus, or can also said indistinct nucleus, and eukaryotic are the two nucleus containing organism. Now second criteria of the classification is complexity of organism. Either the organisms are unicellular and multicellular. These two terms are very well known, and unicellular means those organisms which have a single cell only, and multicellular are the organisms which have many cells in their body, and their body is made up of many cells. So second point is the complexity of the organism. Okay. Now third point of the criteria is he considered the mode of nutrition. Means how the organism are taking their food, how they are eating. So that is a third criteria which is considered by the Whittaker while he classifying the organism. Means he classify on the basis of their mode of nutrition, means their take food eating method. Either the organism autotrophic, means they are making their own food or not. So if they are making their own food, they are mostly comes in the autotroph, and the example is plant. Second one is saprophytic. Maybe some organism are saprophytic, means absorption from dead organism. We know some organism depend on other and absorb the sap from the dead or decay material. Uh, they known as the saprophytic, and mostly they are the fungus. We see on a home when the meal get uh, when the meal is destroyed after some time, or when we forget to take into the fridge, it get destroyed by the organism, and bad smells comes, that is destroyed by the fungus which will grow on that and the food is taken by that fungus. So that's why it is known as a saprophytic. Means they are eating from the dead organism. Animals means heterotrophic mostly. We are also heterotrophs, means we depends on other for the food. Means we are depending on plant for the food, and we literally depend on the animals for the food. That's why we are the heterotrophic animal, means which we can't prepare our food. So that's why the animals. Now next point is considered by the Whitaker, that is a lifestyle. Means either the organism are producer, means they are producing their own food, so literally they are the plants. Consumer means the organism consuming their food from the others, so these are the animals. And decomposers means which decomposes the food, these are the fungus. Now last point is phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship means the evolutionary relationship, means the organism is having or any ancestor, मीन्स दे आर पूर्वज जिनको हम कहते हैं नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज द पूर्वज. सो इज द ऑर्गेनिज्म हैविंग एनी रिलेशनशिप विद प्रोकैरियोट टू यूकैरियोट टू प्रोकैरियोट, यूनिसेलुलर टू मल्टीसेलुलर एंड मल्टीसेलुलर टू unicellular. This comes in the this criteria. He also consider the ancestors relationship with an organism. So this is the last criteria of the classification. Now see the classification, how he classify the living organism into 5 groups. First, see the living world or the living organism. He classified first into 2 groups. These are two kingdoms, prokaryote he considered and eukaryotes. You know very well. The prokaryote mostly the unicellular, and the kingdom Monera comes. Whitaker's classify organism into 5 groups. First is kingdom Monera, then kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. So that's why it is known as a 5 kingdom system of classification. So see, prokaryotes are the unicellular. Mostly the kingdom Monera comes, means Monera are the kingdom which are having unicellular prokaryotic organism. Now second is eukaryote, means the multicellular, 2 nucleus containing organisms come. Some are unicellular also, means single cell but eukaryotic, and mostly multicellular and eukaryotes are found on the biodiversity. So single cell eukaryote is kingdom Protista, means the organism which comes in Protista are unicellular and eukaryotic, means they are having single cell but the nucleus is well defined. Okay, now see multicellular. So multicellular organism or kingdom is kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia, and we will see their characteristic one by one. So let's see kingdom Monera first. So all the organisms in kingdom Monera are the unicellular. I just explain the classification in front of you, and you can see in your textbook too the characteristic and the classification. So first characteristic is they are the unicellular, means they are having a single cell only. Second one is they may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. So the organism which are single cell, maybe they are autotrophic or maybe they are heterotrophic. And these 2 terms you know very well. Autotroph means maybe they are producing their food, and may not be they can't produce their own food. Okay. Third point is they are prokaryotic cells without distinct nucleus or cell organelle. Prokaryotes means they don't have a distinct nucleus and distinct cell organelle. If the organism is unicellular, that means it is just having a single cell which is not well developed. That's why it is a unicellular, and unicellular organism we can't see by naked eye. Now, fourth point is that, and the example are the bacteria are the sole members of this kingdom Monera. Means mostly the bacteria they are having unicellular, means they are single cell comes in this kingdom Monera. Now you can see the different types of bacteria given in your textbook. That's Streptococcus pneumoniae. It is a pneumonia bacteria. Clostridium tetani, Treponema pallidum, Vibrio cholerae, cholera का bacteria, and Salmonella typhi. It is an bacteria which is typhoid bacteria. Clostridium botulinum. So these are the different structure of the bacteria which are comes in the kingdom Monera. Okay, I hope you understand the characteristics well. Now see the characteristics of kingdom Protista. Protista are single cell organism with well defined nucleus, means they are the eukaryotic. Okay, explain in the classification. The eukaryotic unicellular organism is Protista, and the nucleus is enclosed in a nuclear membrane. Second point is they have a pseudopodia, that means hair pseudopodia or hair-like cilia or whip-like flagella for locomotion. Means these are the new term pseudopodia. Podia means the legs and pseudo means the false. Means the organism comes in Protista, they are having a false legs. For example, amoeba. I know you all have seen amoeba structure. It is just like that. It moves from one place to another but don't have a proper legs, but it can move by abnormal movement. That's why it is known as a pseudopodia. Or some organism having cilia. Cilia means the hair-like structure present all over the body. Just like that, hair are present on the body. That is known as a cilia for the locomotion. Some having whip-like flagella for locomotion. See the flagella in Euglena. These flagella helps in the locomotion and also create a water current. That's why they help in the locomotion, means moving from one place to another. Now third one is the autotrophs. They are autotrophs or heterotrophs. The Protista organism or Protista organism having animals, plants, maybe they are autotrophs or may not be. Means they some are depend on others, some can prepare their own food. So autotrophs example is Euglena. You can see the diagram, and volvox. These are the algae. हम जिसे काई कहते हैं. So this comes in the autotrophs. Algae means Euglena and volvox. Why they are autotrophs? Because they are having a chloroplast on it, and the chloroplast helps in preparing the food. You know very well the photosynthesis. Now second one is the heterotrophs are examples of amoeba and paramecium. So amoeba and paramecium, you all know them very well. Now this is the characteristics of these are the characteristics of the kingdom Monera. Now come to the third characteristics of kingdom fungi. Fungi which have seen so many times at home when we left some food over the table and forget to take or keep in that fridge, or by the heating or by the temperature it get destroyed by the organism, and we can see a web like thread like structure on any type of meal when we left over the on the table. So these are the fungi can grow on them. So see the characteristic. These are the non-green eukaryotic heterotrophic organism. Means we have learned in the classification or in the criteria, the fungi is the saprophytic, means depend or to suck or absorb the food from the dead materials, and so that's why it is a eukaryotic heterotrophic organism. Second point is most of them are sapro- saprotrophs, means suck their food from the dead, means the sap, they just eat the sap. Sap means the juice. That's why it is known as a saprophytic or saprotroph. They feed upon decaying organism. Decaying means the destroyed और सड़ा हुआ जिसको हम कहते हैं, that is a decaying or matter. Their cell wall is made up of a tough and complex chitin. Chitin is the covering of that particular fungi having, which protect them. A thick, tough wall is present on any fungi, that is a chitin, named chitin. Now see the fourth character. Some fungi are the thread-like and many nuclei are present in the cytoplasm. Thread-like means having, see the structure, this thread-like, and many nuclei are present. So here is the bird and having a many nuclei, means so many nucleus are present. It is a plural form of a nucleus, nuclei. Example say baker's yeast. Baker's yeast we know very well, which we use to bake. When we are baking a cake, we need a yeast for their fluffy making. We are using this baker yeast in making dhokla, idli, and etc. material. Aspergillus fungus on corn, penicillium, and mushroom. These are the example of the fungi. Aspergillus, penicillium. Have you heard the word penicillium or penicillin? That is a medicine actually used, and it is used by these fungi. Some fungi are useful, some are harmful for us. When it grow on the food, it is very toxic to eat. So just throw that food if the fungi are grown. Some fungi are very useful for us. For example, edible mushrooms are come. These are also an example of fungi, and penicillium is used for making the medicine. So this is the characteristics of kingdom fungi. Now see the characteristics of animals and plants. You don't have this in your textbook, so I'll explaining you to just remind this. You just know the differences between plant and animal, and you already learned these differences in your previous classes. Their cell structure. You know that plants are having a cell wall. Animals cell wall don't have a animal cell don't have a cell wall. Now just see the little bit characters. Plants are multicellular eukaryotic organism, means they are multicellular and eukaryote. Second point is chlorophyll containing organisms, means they are having a chlorophyll on it. That's why they are the autotroph, means they can prepare their own food. That's why it is known as a producers also. Now see the characteristic of kingdom Animalia. Animals are also multicellular eukaryotic organism. Heterotrophic means depend on plant or animals for their food material. That's why they are heterotrophs, and they lack cell wall. I just explain you the On the basis of their cell structure, plants having a cell wall and animal don't have. So understand this. These are the characteristics of the five kingdom systems. Kingdom, I explained in front of you the kingdom characteristics of kingdom Monera, characteristics of kingdom Protista, characteristics of kingdom Fungi, and characteristics of kingdom Animalia. So this is the classification given by Whitaker, and their characteristics. Now this is most acceptable classification given by the R.H. Whitaker, and he very easily divide the whole living organism into this five kingdom system. Mostly all the organism comes in their classification, and it is widely acceptable, and different scientists said the some organism also left by him, and I'll explain this in next topic. So good luck students, and keep study.